Now, this is a tutorial to show how to make a free website with Square. So first of all, we can use square.com and we will get a Square site which comes when you get your card reader and you've been registered to take cards. And so first we go to SquaresBay.com, which has a special offer. Here's SquaresBay.com, and yes, so this is it. And you see there's a sign that says free websites with hostings. So we click on that bubble, it takes us down to the bottom of the page, and here you see make a Square website, making shopping websites and advertise for free. There's two here, there's a sum up one and the Square one. We're doing the Square one now, and I'm making this as a quick version how to make a free Square website. So you'll be able to see this here, an updated one. The point of sale, just a description of the various ways of making sales. The Square is a particularly good one I've seen. That's a complete terminal, and takes the money, cash money, and connects to the Square site, so they get the money for cards very quickly. Now, here is the special offer in red. If you want to show Square, click this link, and it allows you to get £1,000 charge free. That is no commission for the first £1,000. Commission is 1.75%. So we click on that, and maybe need to click it twice. There we are. Now it explains we are invited. You just fill the details in, create a password, and in an hour you'll be able to start taking credit cards. Of course, you don't need a terminal, you can do it on the web, and then you're away. Let's go back after doing that. Let's go back to SquaresBay. Now you see the SquaresBay is where you'll be able to put your products on and use squaresbay.com as your domain name. If more and more people join here, it will create an influx to the site and to your products as well. So try to get more people to join. There's a great advantage to you. You see each of these items here in alphabetical list, and these are categories, or they point directly to your site. So below here the categories like Ammonites, baby care, etc. So you will be able to join one of these many sites here. So for example, Tweedlebeedle, it goes to Tweedlebeedle site, and yes, so Tweedlebeedle We've got some new arrivals. Right. Okay, go back to SquaresBay. And see, these here are hotels in Blackpool and London. We're hoping that some other entrepreneur will make sites for other towns. If you click on the Blackpool one, you get 3 items. You've got Nigel. He's a very funny guy, and he'll find you accommodation in Blackpool. This one will as well. StayBlackpool.com, and Little Touches, who will describe it later. He puts his phone number on, which is a bit self-defeating because people rather use his phone number than use his site, which will be explained a little bit later. So let's see. Similarly, London, and we are filling these out with extras like coaches and taxi services and Caesar sites and with tours, etc. And they've only been on for about a week, and so they're useful. If you've got any ideas, please let us know, and we can add them to these particular sites. Now, the whole point of selling the products is you have to first get the product, and usually it involves an image. Well, the image is very important to sell the products, and of course you can work with the image to make a very nice one, put it on your site and put a description and how much it costs. There are also other ones where you do have attributes, like for example you show you Turkish pepper pots, which has 4 colours, so that's 4 attributes. So you have to take 4 pictures of those to fully describe it in a product. So we'll be using a lot of what is called Gimp. Gimp is here on my bottom panel. It's called the GNU Image Manipulation Program. For short, it's a Linux based application which edits images. It's far more comprehensive than Photoshop, which you pay £200 for. This is entirely free and comes entirely with most Linux distributions. Here we have a Linux Lite, which is a replacement for Windows 7. It is light because it works on very, very small machines, old machines, and new ones, and is superbly fast. And because, like all Linux, the code is minimized, and so you get a very fast response of everything. Now here you see, like all Linux, they have a whole comprehensive list of applications that's very useful. Many of them, and they're all free, of course. Many of them will be used quite often, like for example calculator, etc. and DVD burner. That is if you've got a DVD burner in your laptop, and they're sort of dying out. Well, this is the important one. We're looking at graphics, image editor, and right click. Always remember the right click, because it always has lots of functions. And then you click on add to panel. I won't do that because we've already added to the panel, and they say no thank you man, I've already got one. So we'll leave that, and you've got a whole suite of functions, for the internet, web browsers, FTP client. Now this is FTP client is what you would normally be using to create websites, but the Square and SumUp sites don't need this. That's a procedure to connect to a server and put up all your individual files. Now it's got the usual web browser. Screaming Frog. Screaming Frog is a very useful tool. It goes around and checks out websites and starts screaming if it's not a very good site, which I will show you later. Such a site. Now we have the usual multimedia. Office. Office. We have a word processor, which is just as good as Word in the Microsoft area. That creates and edits documents. It can file in 28 or 29 different combinations. It does ODT, which is the latest Office document file. But of course you can save it in a Word format or any other sort of Word format, or even a PDF file. So those are the attributes that and the apps you get normally with Linux, but the one we're really interested in is Gimp. Now we need to have a product to sell, so how we do this is maybe you already have a product. You take photographs. I find that you can usually find the photographs on the web somewhere, and you take a copy of the photograph. Of course, in this circumstances, our best friend is eBay, which seems to have pictures of all the products you ever need. So we go to eBay and we'll buy a pepper pot. It's been a bit slow today. And we search for anything, so we'll put in pepper grinders. Of course you can start with something completely different, but this is only for the purpose of demonstration. Now here you find traditional Turkish pepper salt pots, and here you can zoom in and have different pictures, individual ones, and I've taken 4 of these to later demonstrate how you do a variation, because not everything is black or white, just a single pepper pot. These are 4 different colours which I've chosen, and we'll shows you how we use attributes, and what we'll do now is get a pepper pot, and we get I wanted to get a big 12-inch one like that, but I settled for these here. Now here we've got adjustable pepper grinders, and he sold the wooden one, so there's only antique left there. So I've ordered I've ordered the antique one anyway, so maybe some people like wood. Now I copied the description, which I can enter as we make a site, and we make an item, but first of all, before an item we must make a catalogue. So let's look at the picture. and we get it up, and then we click on it, and remember that's a right click. Copy the image, and then we go to Gimp because we want to save it, export it, because we export it as a .png. We do Control C. That save image was our Control C. We do Control V, and there is our pepper pot. Now you need to export this as a way of saving it as a .png. So you press Control and Shift and E together, or you could go to the file which says the export and you just click on that. So we'll use the combination of the keys first, right? So here we have it, it says untitled, so we can give it a name, but it's already been filed here because I've done it earlier, and it's pepper2.png. Right, so I won't actually save this because its picture is different to what we've already got, because he's gone and sold this white one. So we won't export this, we'll just cancel. But that's what you'll be doing, exporting and saving for that. Now it's best to always clear and discard the changes in your Gimp, because then next time you want Gimp you've got an empty page, right? And I'll be showing you other things later, how to make icons for the website, for SquaresBay website, when you register and put in your products. Now I just pause. Now we come back to SquaresBay and go to free websites with hostings, because we'll now get our Square site up and running. So we'll take the offer if you want to allow, and click on Square offer, and then you fill this out and get your offer. So we want to look at other things at the point of sale. No, that wasn't it. Yes, see, yes, here. See how a free Square website to add. Now, of course, there's this is specifically for Square, and my quick version has more orientated around the SquaresBay. So we can have a quick look at to see this lady, and I microphone because it talks a lot.
Square Online Builder Overview. Welcome to Square Online. Today, we're going to run through the main navigation of the new online store builder. Before we go into detail, there's 3 main areas to your builder. On the left, you have your edit panel, where you can add, update, and reorder your site however you'd like. This is where most of your creating is done. Then to the right, you have a review of how the site looks, and you can also make edits to your text. At the top, you have the toolbar that lets you switch between mobile and desktop view, and add entirely new sections, pages, items, and categories.
To that later. Now, demonstrate using my site on Square. So you would use yours. You sign in and enter your details. Is remembered. Yeah, it's a robot. Bicycles. and sign in. Now, it tells you your sales for that day, and we want to go to the online to start editing the site, and you will have set up yours by now, following the assistance of the lady with the white dress now covered in paint. Now we click on website, go to the website, and then edit site. Now we get the site up, and featured products. Now this, as the lady pointed out before, is the most important button, the little blue button. First of all, we want to pick it, and we can see items and categories. So we want to make a category first to put our item in. And so we call the category grinders, and add an image to it. Now I'll set a picture of 4 Turkish grinders. And save. Now we get this sign up, and this time we'll make an item. Now you see there's other things here, fence and that, but we'll always be using physical. And we enter the item title, so that will be grinders. We enter the title. Right, we'll sell it for £10.45. And the description again. And £10.45 because we're going to send them postage free, because people don't like paying postage. Click on save, and we have to have more information, so we enter item details and edit item details, and here we can enter a photograph. Now this is a single item, so we're putting the picture of the pepper tube, and we'll paste that there. Now here we can see fulfillment, leave it at shipping. You could have local delivery if you wanted to, and you can enter a weight here. I don't put a weight in because I send postage free, but you can do this. It's good practice anyway to do it. 0.5 kilos. You can't enter stock until you made one of these out, and then you add stock afterwards. You come back to this. Right, variations. We'll be doing a variation one the next time, but this will be one single item without any variations. And so we go to categories, choose categories, and we have grinders, and we should also put it into the kitchen. There's the kitchen there. So we put it in grinders and the kitchen. Now this is very important, search engine optimization. You can leave permalink. It'll only accept a single word, and you could put grinders, but I don't think that would help SEO titles. We put the title, which is what we did before, and we in the description we do that as well. Now we do a comma, and we can write pepper and salt. And grinders. This is for the search engines, which we're looking around for pepper and salt grinders. So it's best to list, if you want a ceramic one, so we can put ceramic there. And so, the more you put here, the more the search engines will be able to find you. Now we can save it, and we've saved now our product. Now you can publish it or add more products. We'll publish it, so I show you this. Now it's published on my website. WebHouses, a Square site. You click on that, it will go to the site. But what we want to do is have it on SquaresBay.com, because this one here would not attract very much attention by the search engines, and wouldn't get very much of a high ranking. As you see, you never see these around on the searches. Now, it's up to you, but you can put your site onto SquaresBay.com. That will be your advantage. The more people come, the more people there, and the more people will see your product as well. You could use your own domain, but then you have to pay for the domain name. And if it's not Square or SumUp, will have to be hosted somewhere else. Like GoDaddy does that for £300 for a year, and with all the extras that they have. But leaving it on SquaresBay.com, it's free hosting, and you're not paying anything. Ignore Square subdomain, because it would just have more things here, /subdomain, and the purpose is sort of not useful anymore. Anyway, we published one. Now let's hit done, and this time we've already got a category. So we will sell the Turkish grinders now, and they have different colours. So we have variations or attributes. Attributes are like, for example, the phone would have 32 gigabyte, 64 and 128 gig storage, or some clothes like red, green, blue, yellow, or virtually any sort of attribute can be used for the variations. Of course, it's good in the variations to have a picture, but some items are not applicable, and so here we go. Let's put in our item, and that's it's going to be the Turkish grinders. So we put in our Turkish values. We'll sell it for 1195. Of course this is academic because it only relates to the first value in the variations, and we could have a set of 4 with a completely different price. So we save that to the usual thing, go to item details, edit item details, and we're going to put the picture of the 4 grinders here, set of 4, while it's going on we can change the other values here. Shipping weight is not important in this case because each variation will have a different weight, so and additional information not useful at the moment because you have to have this started before you add it. Now we can add and manage variations. We can do regular, we can change that to copper. Add variations, and we've got and we've got brass, and then we've got shiny brass, which we call shiny brass. Those are our 4 variations. You can add more if you wanted to, but we've only got 4 pictures. So now let's come back to that because we want to put in the titles here and the SEO description, Control B, and here it becomes important to put the usual things in here, but we can have copper, comma, shiny brass, brass, and brass, and aluminum. Right, accept that. And we don't save it yet because we've not done the variations. Now, the reason I did that there because I just want to copy these values. We could have a set of 4 here, which I haven't done there. There's a variation you've got to set for, which is the copy aluminium brass and shiny brass. Control copy. So that's right. Each has an individual weight and a price. These at the moment are the same price in the variations of other variations are the same price. Right, we put the weights in. 0.3, 0.3, which is the best guess. And we must include the packaging in this weight. Now, here is where we can put in the image. I've recorded the images before, so we want the copper one first. When it's ready, we save it. Aluminium. Actually, that was silver, wasn't it? They called it silver. So, we save it. And edit this to silver. I want the brass one. That's the brass one. And we save the brass one and it's ready. And the last is the shiny brass. See, this can apply to anything, but so long as you have a variation, you need a photograph of it, and preferably a weight. If the variations vary in weight, they all have to be indexed. So it's all done there, so we can save it. And then we can press done, because we're not doing any more here today, and publish it. Now I want to show you a very bad site as a warning. So it's actually on our site and we're trying our best to get the man to sort himself out. So we go to SquaresBay, and here we find him here, and it's little touches again. Now, of course, if you look very carefully, and you have to look really very carefully to find what these brass lines are for. They're in fact fields. The top one is towns or capitals. He intends to expand this from Blackpool, I presume. And the second one is categories, and I don't sure what he's talking about. Categories, perhaps posh or cheap. And the last one is a field is date. Of course, this is the only one that's important and the only one you can get anywhere with. You can ring the guy up because he's very helpful and he's given his telephone number, and I suppose it's the only way people actually can master this from here. Now, in each of these fields you've got there's no labels in any of the fields, and here you've got 3 sub fields, and that's dogs, children, adults, number of nights. But that's really sharp grey on dark grey. I don't even think it's white. And that is because this woman in the St. Albans who's running this website is completely incompetent. But she must be related because she's still keeping it on. So I click on here and we pick Friday, just one day Friday, because we can see how expensive it is for one night, where they don't like losing the Saturday and Sunday and having to wash the sheets. So we best search. And we do have some people who will put you up for that. For the Vauxhall Village Guest House, well, it's, as I say, he was £20 just about 3 weeks ago. I was looking for a friend for exactly the same thing on Saturday. And of course, when I rang him up, he was. I went round actually, and it's a good place. And of course, it might be available in winter, but I very much doubt if he does have that one for that period, just a single night. But you never know. So he's got quite a few there on one night. Now, you see the fields here have been properly set out. Nights 1, guests 2 adults, and best rate. Well, that wasn't only a reasonable one. Okay. Those 2 last fields might have been minimum and maximum price, but because they're illegible, I wouldn't know. Now let's change this to 3 nights and a single adult. And look at the prices now. So they are not too bad still, but this is prime season. Usually a room for £30, but not prime season. So this £140, that's it's £35 a night. This is not bad really, even for prime season. The Astor Hotel looked quite nice. And then of course this one jumps up the Mercury. Astor's no description of it, so I don't know where it is. The Mercury, don't know where that one is, but it says is satisfaction guaranteed, Pier Walk, don't know. St. John's Road. Sense of it, street of the list. Yes. North of Cleveland. In Cleveland, so that's quite way out of Blackpool. So that shows you how bad it is to get accommodation. And Hillborough House, exceptionally close to South Pier, near to the Pleasure Beach, sandcastle, and 6 casinos and lounge with evening meals. It missed out there the Wetherspoons, which is the largest Wetherspoons. I think there's another one that's just been built, but it's 3 floors with a roof garden. So it's called the Velvet Crush, I believe, and it's quite good. So don't forget to put Wetherspoons. But there's Wetherspoons that below the tower called Albert and the Lion, if you've ever heard the story. Now that's all about I can tell you, except this site has the most appalling Google search because it cannot be found, because he has, at the last count, 127 dead links. And dead links mean that you click on something, like click on a picture, and it goes to the 404 because the link has not been properly set up. And so I will go over that next, and we will have a look at the dead links of this site. Anyway, don't forget you can always call in and say, "Oh, you've got lots of dead links. Are you sure you're in business?" Or you can say, "Oh, what a wonderful site you have." Actually, it's quite good because he does have walk rounds. If we clicked on some of these, it might have a walk round video. That is, you can see outside. He walks in, walks round, see the kitchen, and maybe the kitchen, see the food out. Goes around the lounge, up to the bedrooms, toilets, and that. So those are quite useful for that. So this site, it would have been good if he had got his act together completely and sacked that Lytham St Anne's so-called web designer, and then he could have saved £300 for being on eDaddy, GoDaddy. I sometimes call it Big Daddy. You remember the wrestler, Big Daddy? Okay, so let's go and have a look at his dead links and show you what to avoid. And it can't be listed on Google because he has over 127 dead links. Now this dead link checker at deadlinkchecker.com should all be tested. If you do this, then you make sure your site is perfectly safe, and Google will probably list it very well. See, broken links do damage by stopping search engine website crawlers in their tracks. I like to call them crocodiles, you might notice. It's damaging your rankings by preventing Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. from indexing the page. Negatively affecting user experience by redirecting visitors to error pages, the classic 404 page. He manages to get 505 pages. So let's just check his site out. And you have to enter code PDF. Got the cursor. Oh, AM. AM. Now, it's checking. It will take about 5 minutes to check. So we'll come back a little later. Well, now, after 5 minutes of checking, it's found 88 failures, which is not bad really, because he's come down from 123 last time I looked. there's a full report here, so you click on full report, and with this you can correct all the errors. It tells you which is the error, etc. And the lady from St Anne's, if she gets off her backside, should be able to do this, or if not, she can Google it to get help. She says she runs her own server, which is hardly true when GoDaddy is running it. So they pay £300 to GoDaddy when they could have had it completely free with Square or SumUp. So now, after making your site, you will want to host it on SquaresBay.com, because it makes a lot more sense if many people are promoting one site, and you get more bangs for bucks. Not that you pay anything. Right, now what we want to do is go back to SquaresBay, and it's SquaresBay, and if we go down to web hostings, you'll see how to check your website for free here, a video I've just done, and this video will be here, a quick version of how to make a free website. It's got an older version here, but I'm hopefully improving it. Now, you want to be able to register and put your icons on here and be listed for whatever products you've got. So to do that, you need to register. So you go here to the top corner to register. Usual thing, lots of things to fill out, and when you register it takes you to the members page. Of course I'm registered, so we can log in and put my username in and log in. There we are. Now this is the members page with Postman Pat. Now he's a very good chap. He will give you better prices than the post office does. You'll be able to print your labels, stick them on the parcels and have them collected, or you'd drop them off in the post office. Don't put them in the post box, because putting them in the post office, they scan it and you've got some form of identification that you sent it, rather than doing special delivery or signed for. And the other things that are helpful here is that you can add bookmarks, delete bookmarks. You click on any of these bookmarks and you will go directly to the site. I won't do that. We've got Daily Express there. If we want to delete it, we click on there, delete, and say delete bookmark, and it deletes it. So we can put lots of useful bookmarks there, and it is recommended URLs to me, and you can use that to put some URLs that might be useful to you or useful to us to put on our website. And so it would be very much appreciated if you recommend some URLs. Now what we need to do is, to having registered, logged in, we want to add the products to our site. So here we are, clicking on add products. We get the website, so you enter your website address with its dots and doodles and something dot site. and you enter your product and then register it. Now of course you can do that several times, or you can just do it once, put the products and then commas. It's up to you, but makes it easier if you just keep registering each product. Just get set up first, you can always come back and register other products, so long as you can get up and running as quickly as possible. Now if you click on register, because there's nothing in there, it says there's nothing there. Now having registered, you'll get an email with what products you've registered and a WhatsApp number. And a WhatsApp number is useful for you to put your own icon on. We do icons for various companies or catalogues, individual people's catalogues. It's better to do a catalogue, otherwise this will just get overfilled, and it will be no good to anybody, and we probably have to take you off if you just use it for a product, because the product should be listed down here, and you only get one entry up here with, so you can choose what you want to call your site, or if it's specific products, you can put the product there. You see, for example, you've got this Thai restaurant here. Now this is a strange Thai restaurant because it's the only restaurant I've come across where they don't serve Thai beer, which is very good, and so I don't go there anymore because they don't. They've stopped serving the Thai beer. I don't know what that's about. It's probably in the euro or something. Now here is one very useful one called Smarty. This gives you a special offer for getting the Smarty cards. Let's just have a look at that. You see, Smarty cards give unlimited SIM best SIM deals. Unlimited for £20, so your broadband can be unlimited. So for our broadband uses a 4G or a 5G router, and when you have all these enabled for 5G, and if you've got 5G in your area, it's very good because you can get 640 megabits per second depending how far you are from the transmitter, so it's well worth a try. But I unfortunately have only 4G. I went to Blackpool and I found they've got 5G everywhere. It's not fair. Right, so we go down here. They've got data only plans. I've yet to work out what these data only plans are, because they appear to be the same price as the voice and data, so I can't see the point of it unless they're cheaper. So they got great Smarty deals, and you can have a link to get next month's free of charge. So you put £20 on and next month's will be free, or you will get a gift voucher, which they're still working on, but then this might change. So you click on Smarty to get that deal, and if you want to get Smarty and broadband, you click on broadband and it shows you all the various routers you can get, courtesy of web houses, which is attached at the other end of it. Oh no, it's broadband. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe there's something in between. We had another site called wirelessbroadband.store, and it might be returned here because it's just been revamped, and that will have that has pointers to all the various site checkers and see if you've got broadband in your area. But that's probably a week away. Now we've learnt how to log in and how to use Postman Pat, I hope, and that will set you in a good stead. Now we need to use Gimp. We use Gimp, and we want, if you want to design your own tabs, because we give you a tab mostly every time you join, but if you want your own tab in your own design, you can design one, and I'll now show you how to do it. We go to Gimp, Gimp up, we go to File, and we make a background. Just before, yes, this is a background color and this is a top color. If you click on either of these, you can change them to any color. And there's a eyedropper here if you want to make a particular color of something on the web you have, and you can keep it. I also suggest that you remember C0, C0, C0 for being for silver. You can look up gold yourself, because the price of gold is so much now. Right, so the background should be black for this function. If we don't, we'd have to fill it with a bucket. So it comes with a maximum pixel size of my desktop, which is very handy. And how I did it? No, well, it's very, very clever, Gimp. So we'll do a width of 800 and height of 1000, which is 4 times higher than we want the tabs to be. But it's easier to use a larger background, because that way we can work with it a lot more easier, and then we reduced it afterwards to a quarter. So now we need a product to stick in here. Now we must make sure when we're doing most of this work that we have this cursor, the rectangle select tool. If you don't return to this cursor when you start doing text, the text tries to write on your screen again. Now let's go and find, for example, the pepper, and we get pepper 2, because pepper 1 or pepper 0 is the Turkish pepper pots. Now of course this is not going to be necessarily the same size, because we want to copy this onto the background. Here it's the background is still up here, so we go and make it to the same size of 800 width. So we go to image, scale image, and width 800. Right, it scales. We click on it. There we go. See, that's what it said. Because it has decided to, for some unknown reason, has decided to go to the text. Right, so I click on it again. I say Control Copy, and go to the other background, and it's Control V to paste it. We then move it up to the top there, and we flatten it so it's locked in place. So we go to Image, Flatten Image, which you'll be doing a lot of. I wish there was a couple of keystrokes for flatten. I don't know why, but if somebody does know that there is one, please let me know. That would be very good. So now we want to choose white for the top text writing. We click on A for the text. We can see here the text. Choose sans serif bold, or you can change it. The size doesn't really matter at the moment, and so we mark out how much space we want for our text. So we put a text box, and we click on inside of the text box, and we do cap box because we're doing uppercase everywhere here. Grinders. You can make it larger or smaller by changing the size here, up or down. We can just do make it 110 every time. 10. Good. And then we can reposition it. And because I made it higher, you get it centered more. There we are. Right. So we flatten it. So we go to Image, Flatten Image. Now it's locked. The whole picture is locked, and that's our tab, but it's still too large because it's 4 times as large. So we reduce it. We go to Image, Scale Image, and reduce it to 200, which if you send them all in 200, they will be very much appreciated. And save space, and if you're using email, it will save space on the email, or WhatsApp doesn't seem to matter, so WhatsApp is very good, right? So we export it. So we press Control and Shift together with E, and so perhaps you'll call friend. So we can write in here tab friend, or your company name tab friend, so we know which is which. So we click on that and export. Now we can export this way, or we can do an enter. See, and that's just 3 if it's if you've already got a copy. Now you can send us this, and we add it to your website. If you think that would be better. And of course they don't have pictures of grinders, but any of your more famous products. Right. Now one other thing what we've done, we've only put one product in so far. So we'll enter another product in the catalogue grinders, which is as attributes. So we can have we'll get the Turkish grinders to have four different colours, and add it to the site. So we have to we go to my site and do it on my site to show how it works. So in your case you will be going to your site, but this time for the purposes of demonstration we'll put it on WebHouse's site. And so we log in, sign in, I'm not a robot. Taxis, well, this looks like every screen. Oh. Or is this a trick question, because that's a coach, American coach? Oh well, we'll fill it all in. Give it another question. Never had one so large, with so many things to thing in. Yes, absolutely everything. I think they just want to annoy you. A little bit easier, traffic lights. It's a good thing the Americans call them the same as traffic lights as we do, with all their strange names for bits of cars, hoods and bonnets and that. We sign in because we're no longer a robot. We get the dashboard. That will be your dashboard, you see. No sales yet today. Oh, I wonder why. It'll probably be because I'm doing tutorials all the time. So we go click on online. That's your online site in Square. Right. His page views change every day, depending on how many visited. Now we go here again, the overview website, click website and edit site. Now we come up with our site front page for editing. Of course, if you have a faster site, you'll get it much quicker than this. It shows featured products, and somebody said, well, what are you doing with 2 sofas on the top of the page, you know? So, well, I can't think of everything, but I will change it later. Because you can move it, you can take any product and make it featured product, and you can have lots of featured products. In fact, you can have your whole featured products. Everything can be found in Shop All, as you've probably found out now. Now, what we want is this very important little blue cross. We've done a catalogue with this, but now we'll do an item again. So the item, now the name of the item I have to get, I remember, but it's on eBay. It's a Turkish pattern. They're $7.49 each. A traditional pepper and salt mills, 4.3 inches high. Copy. into there. Now let's say we'll go out of our way and charge £15. 50. Because it's going to be a multiple. It's going to be a multiple number of products. The item price is not important because later you'll see each of the attributes will have their own price. In this case, it's the same price. So we do that. Description, we could add more description up here or later, like before we save it, and we go to item details and edit item details. Right. Okay, we'll upload the pepper pots, all four this time, as the main page. We can move along here and we can say, here we can change it to four colours, spelt the correct way, and we have brass, gold, silver, and shiny. These are four attributes or variations, as they call it here. I think this was made in America, this site, so yes it is. They seem to object to the correct spelling of colours. So we check the shipping will be the same. The weight, it's not, in this case, putting a weight in, because each variation has its own weight and price, so we shouldn't bother filling this in. So variations, add and manage variations. Now regular, we call that shiny. Oops. You always have to change the regular to one of your own. Add a variation, silver, gold, brass, let me say click on done. Now, as I showed you before, I told you before, the price is and the weight is set by you here for each one, because a variation might have a different weight. So I do Control C and we fill the values in. It will be Control V, Control V, and we put a weight in of 0.3, 0.3, we copy it, Control copy, Control V, Control V, Control V. Now we're going to put these pictures in, or the images. I did those before. When I loaded the ones in. So upload a new image, and we want documents. Shiny. Save it, shiny. Want the silver, click on the plus. Silver top there. Open. That still take longer because it's twice as big. Because it actually has coffee grinds in the picture. Yes. Sorry about the wait. It's just we've got a very slow internet here, and as soon as we get 5G, we're roaring along at 640 megabits per second. That's what I had on 5G with one of my routers. It has come down a bit now because other people have joined the service. So it all depends on how many people are on, unfortunately. We'll do the brass one next because I think I missed brass. Yes, I've called the gold one solo. Oh no. Solo was something else. It was a customer's one. They called it solo. Save. Copper. Well, it was really copper. I could go around and change it all rather than gold. But we can always convert it with a bit of alchemy from copper to gold. And there's lots of energy, of course. Right, let me save it. So, we've got all the variations there with the pictures and all the pricing and that. Now we choose categories, and the categories are the same as the the wooden one, ground the salt and pepper, and in the kitchen as well. So we do the SEO ones again. So only one word here again. Of course you don't need to do this. It says it's optional. So Control V. No. I'll have to take it from here. Control copy. Copying is usually better starting from the back end. Because there's two different reasons for that. So, Control V, and this is 4 colours, so I copy the 4 colours one there. Control copy. Now, in the standard SEO format, you differentiate attributes with a comma. So we remove the and make that a comma. And we put appropriate colours for right. So that makes, and we do UK stock, a comma, and the height of them. Well, the more you have these tabs, the more people will come to your site, because the creeper crawlies will find them. If not, the crocodiles would have eaten them. So we now go save. So now we can publish and be damned. Now, of course, remember, this is the kind of site domain name you've got. Nobody can remember it, so it's best to use SquaresBay.com and put all your products on there, like we've shown you. Now it's time to finish this. And I hope you go to our channel. It's a channel called Barry Schofield. That's me, and then make any comments, good or bad. And so, thank you for listening. and I hope you have a very good day, and put lots of products on SquaresBay and tell everybody about us. And this video will soon be up for you to recheck again.